here for the Unblinded Real Raw. And welcome. My name is Fernando, co-founder of Unblinded, and we do these every single day. We've done about 80x of them, where we have 2 celebrity contestants, we have 3 assessors, a role player, and a host like Vivian coming in to display that influence is superpower. It's present here, and you can also learn it as well. And before we kick it off to our hostess with the mostest, Callagy, let's introduce who he is. Well, right now he has palm trees in the back. He usually does not have palm trees. He is in West Palm, Florida. He is from New Jersey, and he is our Chief Visionary Officer, the gentleman that discovered, not created, discovered this formula that we teach, integrity-based human influence, in a span of 22 years after investing millions in the world of personal development. And you're wondering, well, if he's from Jersey, what is he doing in West Palm? He's actually hanging out with Tony Robbins and the rest of the Lion community, which is the inner circle, at his house today. Oh, and by the way, he's not just part of the group. He helped and contributed at Date with Destiny by helping Tony Robbins enroll about $10.7 million worth of new members to the Platinum Partner community in under 7 minutes. Oh, and by the way, he's legally blind and likes to have boxing fights with sharks in the ocean while he surfs alone. Callagy, what's up, man?
I don't know about any of that. I don't know who that guy is, but I will tell you this. Thank you, Terry, for being here. Fernando, that was an incredible introduction. I am humbled and grateful. And I am privileged to be amongst the Lions, going to Tony's house tomorrow, learn, to grow, to find all of the things that I want to unlock next levels of mastery in. It's going to be 3 days of that, learning from the master of all masters, Tony Robbins. And Fernando, I want to acknowledge you for the incredible job that you've done learning this formula, duplicating and teaching this formula, and for the hope and understanding that people in interacting with you, learning from you, see all the aspects that you can unlock for them, like right now in the ecosystem acceleration. Excited for everything that we're up to in the world, and especially with these incredible people that are here today. So thank you, sir.
So Vivian, who do we got and who are we rocking out with today?
Well, by the way, I can't wait to see photos, Sean, of you plunging in the pool, in the cold ice bath, because...
Well, I'm going to tell you this. I was in 45-degree water in the Atlantic, so that won't be that impressive. But what was super impressive is that Chris Crone last year stayed in the Tony Robbins plunge pool for 12 minutes, breaking all records imaginable, and I could not believe it. 12 minutes in that water still. Crazy.
How did he survive that? Was he okay?
He was not, like, seriously, he was shaking hard. It was intense. I think Thaddeus did 7 or 8 minutes before that. I knew I wasn't going to do 7 or 8 minutes, so I didn't even do it. I was doing my own thing in the ocean and body surfing, underwater breath holding in the giant pool. I wasn't going for the record there, but Chris Crone crushed it. And it was dangerous, straight up dangerous for him staying that long. But he was okay, but he could have not been okay.
Well, I'm glad to hear it, because I don't want you to start competing, trying to beat the 12-minute mark here.
No, I'm not going to do that one, but I will do some other things. So I've already challenged not challenged, but invited the Lions to body surf in the mornings. I'm everybody could do their yoga over here, body surfers, let's go. And as Fernando said, I'm very confident and hopeful that we do not have any more shark encounters. So let's leave that with last week.
Yeah, I mean, you're Aquaman anyway, so I think you're in the clear now.
Oh, thank you. So let's get to our amazing people.
So we have Mai Chen here today, founder of one of the largest women empowerment online platforms in China, Cosmic Citizens University, co-chair of the Youth Leadership Committee of the Global Corporate Social Responsibility Foundation, works closely with the UN. Passionate public speaker and activist on women development in China, Mai devotes herself to empowering women to become more confident and globally oriented through Cosmic Citizens. So welcome, Mai.
Hey, Mai, how are you?
Hey, Sean. It's great. I talked to you a few months ago.
I know you did, and you were staying in one of the Platinum Partners' homes that's involved in a business that you're involved in. Is that right?
Sorry, say that again.
Yeah. So we met through Jeff, I think, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So so that's what I thought. I was like, wow. And I get excited. I have fun. I don't say what I mean. Literally, this week, I was thinking about you. And
wow.
Susan Hum is on this line doing incredible things. And I'm and I don't know if you guys know each other yet. I literally thought that you, her, and Shuling needed to meet each other. I literally thought that. And I was going, yeah, that's incredible. So I cannot believe you're here.
That's beautiful. I love it. I believe in the frequency of energy in the universe.
Synchro destiny, baby.
Yeah. And also that this is literally the third time we're talking to each other. First time in business mastery, and possibly you don't remember me. And you were talking to a lot of potential people who are interested in road. And the second time at Jeff's house, and this is the third time. I'm so honored to be here. Thank you, Vivian, for the
honor. I clearly remember you, Jeff. He spoke so highly of you, and what he said about you was you were the most dedicated, focused, like driven, heart-centered driven people he had ever met. Like that stuck. And like that's how you're introduced to me, and I don't forget that. And by the way, are you still in the US? Did you make it back to China, or what's happening?
Yeah, I am in a mountain right now here, actually very close to Jeff's house. I have to self-quarantine myself because I went camping with friends, and from Florida, I just want to be very safe with the family. And awesome. It's a crazy time.
Well, May, welcome, and it's a pleasure to connect again.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And from Mexico, we have Heide Lambert. At 26, with 2 small children, no money, no job, and no formal education, Heide Lambert purchased a security alarm franchise with the equity from her house. She struggled and went through a direct sales boot camp, of which she couldn't back out of. And get this, in 6 months, she became one of the top 10 in the company. Alongside her partner, they built 2 companies to 20 million in less than 3 years. Woo! One was the security alarm company, and the other a travel membership company. And they also developed an online program called Sell by Choice, Not by Chance, which is all about integrity in sales, building long-term clients for the big picture versus focusing on a sale. And she's also working with Wingman, coaching and supporting people to step into their power with structures to help them achieve their goals. So welcome, Heide.
Heide, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. I'm actually a little bit nervous, but ready to go.
Well, when we hear integrity-based influence in selling, like you're in the right space. So thank you so much, Heide, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And congratulations on being in a super cool place down in Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, that's abundance, right? Just sort of happened, boom, quarantine. Oh, we're here, too bad. We'll just rent, another house and dig in.
Awesome. Well, welcome. Vivian, and we have some judges.
I know, we have David Rush. David Rush brings extensive experience across the financial industry, including positions at Greenwich Associates, Bear Stearns, JP Morgan Chase, and Bank of China. More recently, he directed his career towards risk management with specific focus on reputation, strategic, and enterprise risk governance. In addition to his financial background, David brings years of experience in the personal and professional growth, training, and development industry. This includes 2 years coaching in a high-performance leadership program, public speaker training, and improvisational comedy. Welcome, David.
Good to be here. Thank you. Sean, fun fact. I don't know if I'm frozen right now, but I handed you the microphone at Date with Destiny when you went on stage to speak. I think we just lost Sean.
Yes, we did.
Oh.
We will get him back.
Or I'll just pretend I'm Sean.
Dana, is Dana here?
Yeah. Oh, we lost.
Dropped Dana before as well.
Yeah, we need to get
Dana. Dana is jumping back on, and I see Sean. It will be on momentarily as well.
Yeah, I'm back in for a minute. I had a little technical, so I'll be off camera for a few, so we'll get this sorted. But David, welcome, brother, and I think we're going. So David, welcome. Right? No, David, awesome. And then did we introduce anybody else yet, Vivian?
Yes, we're going to go with someone that I esteem highly, that I love, that's a friend, and who is absolutely impressive. And she is just making her mark, coaching, Love and Sync, a bunch of things. It is Susan Hum. She just launched that revolutionary app, Love and Sync. It's tailored to singles in the growth and mindset world. With over 20 years as a corporate executive in sales, marketing, and finance, working in Hong Kong, Singapore, and Canada, where she lives, she pivoted to become a master love and life coach in 2016. Her motto is love. And the greatest motivator to achieve success in life is known as the vertical integrator. That's my girl, Susan Hum. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Sean, it's so nice to hear you, see you again. I don't know if I could judge today. I think I'm imploding from way too much magic this week because just seeing Mei Chen here and then what you just said, Sean, and now my soul sister from another mother, Heidi, has appeared right in front of me, and finding out yesterday that your partner in your firm is my next door neighbor. I can't take anymore, really.
Can you believe this, Susan, that Fred Pinto lives like right where you live? Is that crazy?
Yeah. Yeah, he could drop by for wine and everything, like 2 streets away.
Yeah. So Fred Pinto, who's a partner of mine and who I met through the Platinum Partnership with Tony Robbins. Thank you, Scott Humphrey. Thank you, Tony Robbins. Well, first, actually, I was supporting them because they wanted me to talk to Fred about joining Platinum Partnership. He did after we discussed it. And then from there, Fred and I became partners. And then he lives right near Susan. This is crazy. And Susan, did you know May before, or this is the first time you're meeting May?
No, I feel like I know her already. I don't know why.
It's incredible.
It is. And Susan, for what you're up to in the world, what May's up to, this is a tremendous intersection. And Susan is a leader amongst leaders who just makes things happen and is driven, focused, heart-centered, integrous, and amazing. So welcome, Susan.
Oh, thank you so much, Sean. Thank you. So nice to be here, everybody.
Awesome. All right. And last and certainly not least,
You know, we have somebody that Tony Rodriguez, our role player, knows very well, and that is Dana. Hi, Dana. It's such a pleasure to see you. She is a Hay House author of Falling Up, My Wild Ride from Victim to Kick-Ass Victory. She's an expert in spinal cord injury recovery. She's an international speaker, sharing the stage with Dr. Wayne Dyer, Anita Moorjani, Immaculée Ligibitsa, Scarlett Lewis, and many others. Dana also has a story in Chicken Soup for the Soul, written by her co-author Natasha Stainoff, and Don't Die with Your Music Still in You. She is currently teaming up with Scarlett Lewis and the Choose Love movement, which helps get social emotional learning in schools K-12 and an upcoming program of social emotional intelligence in the workplace. Welcome, Dana.
Thank you very
Dana,
much.
welcome. How are you doing?
I'm really good. How are you? It's
I'm
great
doing
to see you again.
It's great to experience you, Dana. And Dana is one of the most courageous people with one of the most remarkable stories of courage, resiliency, and reframing that I have ever seen or met or heard of in my entire life. So Dana, it's an honor and welcome. And thank you, Tony Rodriguez, for the introduction.
I see so much movement from you, Dana, and in a different way that I haven't seen. You are making strides that are absolutely incredible.
Thank you very
You're moving
much.
your arms a lot and everything, so I'm just so happy. We have Tony Rodriguez. He is a Tony Robbins trainer. He is a maverick. He's a jack of all trades. He's an entrepreneur, a real estate man. He is also a business coach, and he helps people get up and grow, which is not just his daily show, but it's also a movement. And he's just all around known and loved by everyone. So welcome, Tony.
Yeah. And Tony's got some big things cooking in the world. He's been doing big things. Mr. Get Up and Grow, growing through, you go through. And Tony, it is always an honor. And thanks for being here, brother.
Listen, absolutely an honor to be here. I've done a lot of things and I've got an interesting repertoire, but I don't like to say that I'm a jack of all trades because I evolve and I move into different things. But I have had interesting past because I like to learn different things. So I've had a lot of experience in a lot of different places, but I am focused on just 2 or 3 things right now.
So let me reframe that then for everybody clearly. What I think Tony is incredible at is what is listed as the #1 most important factor in creating success by most people, that whether you're a Navy SEAL, because I was listening to a Navy SEAL bio just the other day, and I was listening to a tremendous business influencer communicating about this fact, and it's adaptability. You know, we talk in Process Mastery about vertical innovation and horizontal innovation, and what horizontal and vertical innovation is adaptability. And Tony is adaptable and helping take his strategy of people growing through what they go through and turning that into business growth and success. And so is that a more appropriate reframe, brother?
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Right.
As always, it's an honor to be here with so many great people, to see, my buddy Dana on here, obviously with you and Vivian and all these other great people. I know Susan as well from over the years for sure. And listen, I know you're going to be spending the next couple of days with Tony. So I want to see, it'd be cool to have Tony as a judge tomorrow. I'm just saying, I know you got it. You have it in you. I'm just saying to make it happen. That would be interesting.
So ready? Here's my ultimate dream. My ultimate dream is to be sitting in May's seat and Heidi's seat in one of those seats next to Tony. That is my ultimate dream. With
Tomorrow is open. I mean, I'm sure that you guys can probably swap out the contestants tomorrow to have you and Tony. You can make it happen. I'm just saying, I believe in you.
How about this? I'm going to ask him that when I have done enough in the world that would warrant it. And he is a hero, a mentor, an inspiration to me. And for all kidding aside, I will ask that question, and I will ask it once I feel that it's totally appropriate and would be in service of him and doing something fun together, not simply me. But I am committed to having that day occur, but when it's in service of him. And so it's not there yet, but I am committed to reaching a place where it would be out of honor and respect for his training, mentorship, coaching, generosity, and amazingness. But all kidding aside, it would be super fun. And who knows, maybe it'll happen tomorrow anyway. We'll see.
It might happen. And I'm just saying, here's what what I'll tweak for you is that you are absolutely making enough of an impact, and you've already made a tremendous impact, and you continue to make impact. So you're ready now. I'm just throw that in.
Brother, that is beautiful, and I thank you very much. And you know what it is? There's this is the truth. I love Star Wars. We're having some fun dropping in. And in different contexts, you might be different characters. But in the space of Star Wars, I look at Tony as Yoda. And I'm like Luke in the very, very beginning when he's still getting shot by lightning bolts and couldn't stop them yet with the Force. So I got a long way to go. But thank you very much, Tony. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. So here we are and ready to go. Vivian, by the way, here's the world of Vivian. If anybody needs to launch anything, be introduced in any way, and or wants to have an amazing time and go on Vivian's incredible show, Dishing It, that's what it's about. But I literally think this is true, that there is nobody in the world I have encountered better at launching something, introducing people, acknowledging, validating than Vivian Guzman. So Vivian, it is an honor and a privilege, and your star continues to rise. And I hope we can do things together forever because you are unbelievable.
Well, I love you, so I want to continue to do as much as I can with you. And I did a little something for Nick Champagne that I just posted on my wall. So you could see it's like my virtual version of Dishing It. So you guys can take a sneak peek later.
Awesome. Vivian, you are like a true star in this world of love, joy, and positive vibrational energy. So thank you. Yeah. All right, so here we go. And by the way, you're like, all right, enough of the mutual love and acknowledgement validation fest. But you know what we're doing is this is what it looks like. The training, training's happened here today. You're like, what training? You guys have been talking nicely about each other. No, we've been seeing each other. We've been acknowledging each other and validating each other. And what if every lunch meeting and conversation that people had was where people were really acknowledged for what they really are in the world? What if this is how meetings started in the workplace? What if this is how courtroom structures work when we sat down in a judge's chambers? What would it be like if people were acknowledging and validating each other, not exaggerating and over amplifying each other, but truly recognizing people for the beautiful amazingness inside of them? And what if we started from there? It's a dream, maybe, but that's how the real raw starts. And now we have fun because May and Heidi are going to now connect, communicate with Tony as the role player. They get to decide exactly who Tony's going to be for a big yes that they are seeking in the world. That's what's at stake right now for fun. And the judges are going to score. The first 3 minutes, it's going to be 6 minutes overall, 3 minutes now, 3 minutes later. And in the beginning, the judges are going to score on a simple question. How did May and Heidi do in the first segment in opening emotional rapport? We hear that word, but what does it mean? What it means is not just some connection. It means the openness of listening, true listening, being present, and a depth of heart-to-heart connection with something being put at stake. That's what we're talking about. Then the second round is where they talk about themselves, their heroic, unique identity and amazingness. But remember, the first round is about supporting Tony, stepping into his. So then reciprocally, when the second round comes, it lands beautifully when they share all of their amazingness and move forward to a yes. It doesn't have to be a sale. It could simply be a yes for more time, a yes for listening, a yes for an appearance somewhere, or it could be a sale. Whatever it is that May and Heidi think are relevant, important yeses they are seeking in the world. So with that said, May is in the mountain. Yes, I am. This is interesting. No, yeah, Heidi is clearly further away in Cabo. So Heidi, I have a 1 or a 2 under the table. What do you think it is?
I'm going to go with 1.
You got a 1, and it's been a 2 for like 7 straight days. Like, that's amazing. So you get to choose.
I went 2 and I went, no, I'm going to go with 1.
Yeah, amazing. So you get to go first or second.
Well, I guess I'll go first.
All right. So who would you like Tony to be?
I'm thinking Tony is somebody that I've been talking to who is looking at hiring a mentor, and it's a significant investment, but he's so he's making that decision. He's in that place.
Awesome. And business owner, like business contact, like business mentor, mentors in general.
Yeah, I would say it's business orientated.
Cool. Awesome. All right. So Heidi, you're going to hear the buzzer go off with 1 minute to go, the buzzer go off again with 30 seconds to go, and the buzzer go off when time's up, and we'll let you complete, a couple sentences, maybe give it 15 more seconds, and then we'll wrap. Sound good?
Sounds great. I just need to apologize. My internet has been funny today, so you've been cutting in and out periodically in this Zoom so far, so I hope it holds on.
Okay, and no apologies at all. I'm so grateful for you being here. And Heidi, take us in.
By the way, what business am I in, Heidi?
Let's say, Tony, you were, you used to be a painter, but that didn't work out for some reason. And now you're looking to parlay your skills into something else that where you can create stability for your family.
Okay, am I a painter, like a painting contractor, or am I Van Gogh?
Well, I'm going to say painting contractor because Van Gogh, I wouldn't want you to switch. You got to stay where you're at.
All right.
All right. So drop
hey, Tony, it's really great to connect with you again. How are you doing?
Great, Heidi. How are you?
Thank you. I've been well. So in this short time that we have together, may I ask you some questions so that I can, serve you better?
Sure.
Perfect. And I understand that you are seriously consider an investment in yourself. And I know that that really will take a commitment. So I'd just like to ask you, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good.
Feeling good? Awesome. So what would you consider is the most appealing part of this opportunity for you? What's drawing you the most?
Well, just to get different perspectives and different strategies and ideas that I can implement into my own life that could take me to the next level of where I want to go, where I need to go.
Okay. And if I was to ask you about the next level, what would that look like for you? Like, how do you see that?
Well, I would have some financial freedom, financial independence, and just not stress out about, the next job or the next client and, what is it that I have to do with them. And, sometimes just being in the painting business it's hard to keep everybody happy.
Okay, and if I was to ask you, what would be concerning you the most about this decision to move forward with a mentor?
Probably the investment, the figures. So it's a large investment, and I'm hesitant. How do I know that? How do I know that it's going to work? How do I know that? So I'm having, some challenges with that, and my spouse is asking, what are you doing spending that much money?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'd like to ask you, if you could really see yourself as showing up to this program and really doing the work with a 100% engagement, what kind of results might you get?
Well, I'm hoping that that I'm going to be able to again elevate and increase my business, maybe get into a different business, and be able to find more time, to be able to spend more time with my family and take more personal time.
Okay. So tell me, maybe, I'm curious about, you said that you weren't really sure if it would work. And if you had a mentor who was sharing with you, this is, where I see that you have a challenge, this is maybe one of your blocks, this is what I would suggest you do. Do you think that if you followed those directions and you showed up, like I said, 100%, that would get you a result that you're looking for?
I would hope so.
Hey, Tony, you got to grab that call.
Listen, I've got
a couple minutes.
Heidi.
Oh, okay, yeah, no problem. Go grab the call. That's fine. I'll wait.
Tony will be right back. Thank you, Heidi. Awesome. You can pick it up right from there. Tony, how did that feel for you? If you had one word. Actually, you know what? I'm going to shift my question. I'm going to have a new fun question. What would you say was if you had one word, what was the best part of what Heidi did? One word for the best part.
She kept asking questions.
And if you one growth opportunity, just one word, like I want to really dig and have some fun with one word support for people. So one word, if you had to say growth area, one word.
Just go deeper, go from the heart to heart, instead of, I was not as connected as I could.
So growth opportunity, heart. Got it. Excellent. Hey, Tony. So let's drop in with May. May, who would you like Tony to be?
Maybe entrepreneur, just started it and who has no clue in life and he needs some support with who he want to be.
Awesome. All right. May, take us in.
All right. Hey, Tony, how are you? Do we need to set up a background before we go to the sales negotiation process, or we can just start?
Sorry, I just lost you there for a second. I might be having some technical issues. I'm going to switch to my phone. My apologies here. Hold on one second.
May, while Tony's switching, you can set up a little more background. So, and I'll help fill him in when he gets back on in 30 seconds, I'm sure. So would you want him to be starting out as an entrepreneur? Yeah. Do you want to give a little bit more flavor for what that looks like, May? Like what's he doing?
Yeah. So Tony is expat who lives in Shanghai, and you came to Shanghai for a job because of coronavirus. Now you lost the job. You cannot go back. You want to start as an entrepreneur, something online. And you found my company, Cosmic Citizen. You want this company to help you to establish a new life in China before you head back to the United States. How about that?
Awesome. Tony, you back?
Yeah, I got that, but I'm actually going to swap to my cell phone, and I'm having a hard time with the link that was sent to me to connect. So just give me one more sec. I apologize here.
No worries. So May, how was your camping trip?
It was wonderful. It was ever I did camping for the first time, and my friend brought the tent. It was broken, and we had a thunderstorm.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and so we went to supermarket, bought a new one. It was wonderful. I loved it.
Awesome. All right, Tony, do we have Tony back yet?
Yes.
All right, brother. So yeah, you're expat, living in Shanghai, lost your job. You called up May's company. You're like, yeah, man, I need some help adjusting. And May, take us in.
Tony, do you want me to keep time? Do you need a time?
I have the time, May. You'll hear the time.
Okay, great.
Yep, I got it.
Hi, May.
Hey, Tony, how are you? Can I look at you for a while? I cannot find your screen. You're calling from, okay, I got it. I would like to look at you into your eyes and tell me, how do you feel today?
I feel great. I feel great.
And
Thank
how do
you.
you like Shanghai? Because everything is back to business and
Well, it's a cool city for sure. Looking forward to spending some time here.
And how long do you plan to stay here?
As long as they let me.
Perfect. Well, welcoming a high intellectual expert like you. I have a lot of friends who have been establishing here, have a beautiful family, beautiful kids, and they can speak fluent Chinese. And really, I'm very, very happy to help you, to take you to that level.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah. What do you love the most about your life here in Shanghai?
Just the sights, the food, the people.
Great. What's your favorite food?
I'm a foodie, so I like to try all kinds of different culinary, different foods, different flavors, different types of cooking. So I just love the dining experience for sure.
Try everything, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm also a foodie. And so if you want to really enjoy that kind of life, versatile and also integrate into the Shanghai life, where do you see yourself in 10 years' time?
I see myself as being financially independent and doing what I like to do, when I like to do it, with who I like to do it, for as long as I'd like to do it.
Wow, that's so ambitious. Wonderful. I have this dream too. And what do you think, who do you want to work with the most?
Who do I want to work with the most? Other successful leaders.
Successful leaders. Okay. And what are the qualities of a leader do you define?
The qualities of a leader. A leader is someone who builds the other leaders, who creates other leaders, who leads from the front, not from the back.
Do you call yourself a leader?
I am.
Great. I see that in you. And so if there is something in 10 years' time, you see yourself a leader of leaders, and where are you now?
In 10 years?
In 10 years' time, you will be a leader for leaders. And where are you now?
Where am I now? I'm a leader now, but I certainly again, it's more about the more impact, the more outreach, the more I can help other leaders and help other people, the bigger impact we can make. And really at the end of it, it's all about the impact that you make. It's not how much money you make, but the impact that you make in the world. So it's all about making a positive impact and helping people be better.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. For me, my life is also just to make an impact before I die and to leave a legacy. So what is the biggest impact you've made in your life?
The biggest impact I've made? That's a great question. I've helped a lot of people through a lot of difficult situations, everything from some people that have been suicidal that are still among us because I had the opportunity to help people, and just helping people expand their lives and their businesses and find their way back home.
Awesome. Hey, Tony, you got to grab that call. You can continue with May in just a few minutes, but can we pause here?
Yeah, May, sorry, I got to grab this call, but we'll talk soon.
All right.
Yeah, well, I really want to know more about your impacting story, especially those people who are suicidal and you want to bring those people back home. I want to know, what do you define as a home for people, especially for you as an expat living in Shanghai in such a difficult time of pandemic, coronavirus, lockdown, and everything. Let's talk on a second time, all right? What is the best time for you to do that?
I can get back to you in about a half hour.
Perfect. I'll speak to you in 30 minutes.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, thank you, May. So, Tony, if you had one word, like what went well, like one word?
Again, great questions, and then it started to go deeper, so she got to my heart space.
Okay, heart space.
Yay!
Yay! And then if you say growth opportunity category.
So, sorry, say that again.
He's frozen.
Yeah, Tony, you there, bud?
I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
Tony, we'll come back to Tony on that. But let's get to Susan Hum. And we're going to give it about 40 seconds of feedback for each contestant. You'll hear the buzzer at about 35, and then we'll wrap it up with a score. Susan, what do you have? Let's start with Heidi.
All right. Well, Heidi, she always has a really calm energy anyway. So, I mean, it's not like she's going to stress anybody else. So you did a really good job coming in there with a very steady energy. It seemed like you had everything planned out in your head, exactly what you needed to do. You're obviously a coach. You know the right questions to ask. So kudos on that. Beautiful. Like Tony said, it definitely, when we're selling high ticket items, definitely hit the heart first. Forget about the other questions. You really got to nail the, what are you all about? What do you want in your life and all that, just to get them to, because in 3 minutes, there's not much time. So definitely hitting the heart. And I give you a 9.0 for beautiful woman.
Beautiful job. Thank you, Susan. And what did you have for May?
Okay, so for May, the opposite here. She went right into the friendship mode. So really nice. And I love your energy. Just if you were doing that on the Zoom call, perfect. Smiling, engaged, interested. So really nice energy. I think that came through the call. That's what he felt. Beautiful on that part. The only thing is, just because it's a limited time, be a little bit more strategic in limiting, getting those targeted questions in there in terms of nailing exactly what you want him to say yes to. And but otherwise, really good job. 9.5 for you, May.
Wow. Thank you so much. Honored.
Awesome feedback. Thank you for time, integrity, efficiency. That's like awesome, Susan. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Always spot on. You are always. Dana, what'd you have? Let's start with Heidi.
Hey, I agree. I think you had some really great questions, and you were just nice and calm. You were going forward, and I think you did a really great job there. I would definitely go deeper into the heart space a little sooner, and you did go a little bit over on the time, so maybe a little, if you only have 3 minutes, you know, be a little quicker on that. Other than that, I think you did a really great job. I'm going to go with the, just because of the time constraint, I'm going to go with an 8.5. I think you did great overall.
Awesome. And for May?
And for May, I agree with Susan. You went awesome directly. You're aiming for the heart, and you seemed a little bit hesitant on some of your questions, but I think you were doing really good, and the flow was good, and you got Tony to come in with, like, he's really passionate about helping people and the suicidal, and you brought that out of him, so that I know that that really is something very close to his heart. And so I agree that maybe get to the sales point. What exactly are you wanting him to buy? And yeah, I'm gonna go same with 9.5.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Dana. And David, what do you got?
All right, Heidi, I love your grounding, your pace, your pausing. It seemed like you had a really methodical way that you approached the questions and digging in. So thought you did really well with asking questions and progressions of questions. I guess if there's one point I might say is, could we get a little more familiar with Tony up front if you did have a relationship, maybe tying in a little more personal touch. How's the painting going? What do you actually want to do? What are some of your passions outside of painting, and bring some of that in? So I had an 8.5 for Heidi.
Excellent. And for May?
May, love your energy, your enthusiasm, that warmth, just saying, I want to see your eyes, and then asking about what's he doing up front. I thought that created some great rapport from the beginning. And then you were curious, that energy stayed with you throughout. I also wanted to hear a little bit more about, like, what is Tony passionate about? What does he care about? What are the things, like, before we go to the 10-year vision of, I want to be a leader, what is he really passionate about? So I want a little more of that. But similarly, 0.5 for you as well. Well done.
Awesome job, David. I'm going to hold comments until after round 2. Excellent job, May. Excellent job, Heidi. Heidi, since you won the toss and you elected to go first in round 1, you still get choice in round 2. Would you like to go first or second in round 2?
I'll go first.
Awesome. Okay, in this round, you're just continuing. Now it's going to be, you can do anything you want with the time, but what the judges will be assessing is how powerfully you share who you are, what you're up to in the world, to satisfy what you put at stake for Tony in round one, which of course you could bring that a little bit more at stake if you want in round two, up to you. But the scoring is about how effectively you're conveying who you are, your heroic, unique identity story, portraying the characteristics that would be most appealing, integrously, and authentically and congruently to Tony, and moving forward to a yes. So you're ready for round two, Heidi. Heidi, is Heidi there?
He's frozen.
Heidi is frozen. All right, let's do this.
Oh,
May.
no, I hear you
Heidi,
now. Yeah.
Awesome, Heidi. Take us in.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So Tony, can I share a little something about myself with you?
Yes. Yes, please do.
It's something that totally changed the trajectory of my life. When I was 23, I had two small children, and I didn't have a job. I didn't really have any income coming in, and I needed to do something. And I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I grew up in an entrepreneurial family, so that was what was drawing me. And I found a security franchise, and the price tag was $25,000 then. And the only way I could do it was to put get the equity out of my house to pay for it. And then I had $1,000 a month coaching fee that I committed to pay as I moved through this. And it was, of course, terrifying. And I got to say that it was a truly calculated risk, because I knew that the bottom line was, why would I show up? Would I do the work? And would I be there to make this happen? And it was really difficult, but through the nights driving through snow in the dark and carrying in this demonstration kit, showing people, I really did get good at it. And within 6 months, I was in the top of our country, of the company nationally. And so I had a financial reward that came with that. And I moved up in the company. That was all great. But really the most important thing was that I really liked myself. I really liked how I showed up, how I looked at the obstacles, overcame them, even when it was really, really hard. And so I've spoken to a lot of people who are terrified of what could happen when they make an investment, but they also can often be more terrified by what will happen if they don't move forward. And so the people I see that tend to step into it are the people who really believe the number one factor of their success is them. And so I'd like to ask you, is there anything that you really need to get success that you don't already have with your determination and your creativity?
I think we all have, the tools inside of us and certain innate abilities. There's also things that we can learn, and really, the idea about having a mentor is having someone that's going to help me discover some of those gifts, right? And help me step into maybe some of the things that I'm hesitant about or uncertain of.
Right. You see how no matter who the trainer is or what your process will be, it really is going to come down to you being really inspired to do this for you and for your reasons.
Heidi, last 15 seconds.
Can you see that?
Yes.
So in what way would you think this investment in mentorship is going to help you accelerate your success?
I'd like to ask you that question. How do you think it's going to help accelerate my success?
Well, I guess I'm trying to get with you to the point of that, given the direction, given solid advice by somebody that you trust,
Heidi, last 10
would
seconds.
you do the work?
Yes.
Are you willing to do the work?
I would do the work.
Yay. That's great. Thank you, Tony.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
Tony, if you had one word on the positive.
She communicated what she did well.
Okay, and on the growth opportunity.
I would probably engage me to speak, to have me speak more, and then a call to action at the end. There was a mild call to action, but it would have been, take me to a yes.
Awesome. All right, Meg, are you ready?
Yes, totally.
Take us in.
Let's go. Tony, are you ready?
I'm born ready.
Hey, so I love that. Well, my first book is coming out called
That's awesome. Did I freeze or did she?
No, this she did.
Sold.
All right, I'm buying the book. I'm buying the book. I'm moving to Shanghai.
Moving to Shanghai, yeah.
Is May back yet?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna drop in while we're waiting for May to get some details worked out and share. Actually, no, let's go with the judges right now for Heidi real quick while we're waiting for May. So let's start this time in reverse order. David, what did you have for Heidi?
Yeah, I thought we had some really great questions again. Where I maybe wanted a little bit more was to connect it to the past conversation and just dig in a little bit around what Tony was passionate about, because I think it was more broad. And could we find out, like, what does Tony really care about? What's he looking to achieve? Find out where his pain is. He did voice there was a little anxiety or a little tension around it. What is it actually? Like, get him to voice that a little bit more. And then the ask at the end, as he mentioned, just like just finish it off with, like, I think we need some more time or something like that to broaden the conversation. But good job all around. Pause, the composure, the progression. I really liked the I scored an 8.
Awesome. Thank you, David. And Dina, what'd you have for Heidi?
I think you did good at being calm, and you connected as far as you're like, okay, it's a scary risk. I understand that you're afraid of the risk of the amount of money you're going to spend. And your story was good around showing him that, I was destitute and, I had 2 children relying on me because he has his wife relying on him, going, why are you spending all this money? And I think he did really good at bringing that in and using like his emotions toward maybe going and buying the program, where I think it could have used a little more help was the call to action and getting to that point. And I'm gonna see where's my. Yeah, I think you did drive it home to where Tony could be successful if he himself was in fact responsible. And if he's responsible for his success, which he feels he is, then just a call to action to get him to say the yes. And I think he did really good. So I'm gonna give you a 9 on that.
Nice, thank you, Dana. Susan.
All right, well, Heidi, you get a 10 for courage and boldness and calmness. But anyway, I gotta get to the reality now. At the intro, Tony had stated that he's already coaching for a long time. So he's obviously a very high level coach. And just by looking at his body language, we noticed that he's ready to invest in himself. He just wasn't convinced that you might be the one that would help him. So therefore, it's always best to focus on what is it that he doesn't know, because what coaches want to know is what I don't see, what I don't know. So basically, if you would have dove into that, you would have nailed it. And I give you an 8.5 on that.
Excellent. Thank you, Susan. Do we have May back yet or not yet? We do not have May back. Okay, so Heidi, I'll drop in with this. Let me ask you this question, Heidi. Did I hear correctly from your bio that you built 2 $20 million companies?
With my husband, yes.
Okay, fantastic. So when you shared your story and you became what you became in terms of being top 10 people in the country with a security company, you so beautifully talked about driving like the middle of the night, like emotional energetic transference was building. My opportunity for advancement of that is like in sharing a little bit more about what the transformation meant to you. and how transferable it is from you to others. So those two things, so for example, what did it mean to you? So you became top 10 in the country, you had these accomplishments. What did that make available in your life? Like, what was your acceleration transformation as a result of going from being 23 years old, 2 children, like took all your money, invested into something, created what you created? What did that, like, what was the impact in your life from that?
Okay, you're asking me. So the impact was other opportunities that put me into a position where now I am a part of something bigger. I was on the international franchise team that took us into the States and all around Canada. So other opportunities, plus, the skills that you learn when you understand questions, that questions are the answers. You can use that in any part of life, like buying a house, getting your kids to clean their room. There's all kinds of ways to use those skills.
Yeah, but will you give me permission just to push you a little bit more? Is that okay? Or
yeah.
So I feel like you're head to head with me right now. And you're amazing. But like, how did you feel? Like, how did you feel when you took that money out and you're driving at night? You're like, what am I doing? At times you had to be saying that. And then you get to the other side and create all this. How did you feel before the change, and how did you feel after the change, like the growth, the accomplishment?
100%, I would have quit about 20 times in that 6 months had I not been financially invested to the degree I could not get out and live.
So you were scared to death. You were locked in. You had no choice. You had burnt the boats. I'm hearing. All right.
100%. That was me.
And then on the other side, how did you feel once you made the top 10? You're making money. You're traveling around the world. How did you feel then?
I felt like I earned it. And I also liked who I was. Because it's not about money for me. I mean, that was nice. I like luxury and I like nice things, but it was really about how I felt inside and how now I knew I could do that.
Boom. So Tony, brother, as you're considering this conversation about coaching, please understand that I'm Heidi, and I went from a place where I was scared to death, driving at night, 2 small children, broke. And the only thing that kept me going was I had no choice. Everything was burnt, like the boats burnt, like houses burnt down, like this is it. And on the other side of it, here's what I realized. I thought I was after the money, and I needed the money. Money was a good thing, but it wasn't even about that. It's who I became in the process. And I became proud of myself. I realized what I was capable of. And Tony, if you work with me, that's what we're going to unlock together. How does that sound, Tony?
That sounds great.
Yeah. Heidi, is that who you are?
Yeah. My scenario was, though, I was selling a mentorship program for someone else.
Got it. Okay, so you're still selling.
It wasn't me.
For the micro. Yeah. So Tony, like, we don't work together directly, but all the things that I learned, I had to learn. I learned some with coaching, some I had to learn the hard way. This mentorship program that we're talking about, this has all of those things that make it exponentially easier and more fluid to get from that dark, scary place where I was to where I got to. Is that what you're selling, Heidi?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
so I would
really help people get across that bridge of overwhelm, anxiety, terror, and help them to see that the how reveals itself once they're there. They can do it.
Yeah, awesome. So all I'm suggesting is the unlocking of your story just a little bit more with some more emotional, energetic transference and variance. That's all. So you're brilliant. You're amazing, obviously. So we're just talking about how do we unlock it at next level. That's all. So, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity, the right and privilege to chat about it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So do we have May back, or May has been lost?
I'm back.
May is back. May, take it in with Tony. Take us home. Go ahead. 2 minutes.
Let's go.
Hi, May.
Hey, Mr. Reddy. I cannot wait talking to you. I'm so sorry my internet was broken, and that's why we need leaders who take all this in control. Tell me about the phone call. Was it good?
It was.
Perfect.
Always good.
Great. I like your positive attitude. More people need to have that kind of attitude, especially in the lockdown 2020. It's crazy. And so I wanted to ask you about, you call it home. You want to bring more people back home. How does that work?
Well, when I talk about bringing people back home, I mean not to their physical home, or really it is, I guess, their physical home, but really they're energetic and they're spiritual, their home, come back to their heart, because so many of us have gone beyond that and we're not living our true selves. So when you come back home, as you come back to you.
Wow, I love that. That's what we need. Are you an atheist? Do you have a religion? Or
I was born Catholic, but I'm certainly more spiritual than I am anything else. I'd like to say that I believe in a higher power. What people call him is their choice.
Yeah, me too. I call it universe. So I was born a Buddhist, but now I call myself a spiritual atheist. The universe is something I pray every day. That's great. I love your ideal concept. Totally. You need to become the Tony Robbins in China. Tony Robbins is so great, impacting 50 million people globally, but there's not much available resources here. You have helped people who have suicidal intendants and all that. Actually, I want to introduce my system to you. Before that, I want to ask you, you help people with suicidal intendants, or do you help with depression as well?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a therapist, but I will help. I like to help take people on the journey from where they are, maybe work out some of the places they've been and where they want to go ultimately, right? And sometimes, and really the biggest way of doing that is, yes, sometimes it needs therapy, sometimes it's just letting go of the past so you can grab onto the future. Yeah. Many people just get stuck in their past and they need to just forgive that and move on from that. So that's a big component of it. And I just like to have, again, I help people grow through what they go through.
Wow, I love it. How about forget the past, find the love for you, your personal branding. Yeah, forget the past, find the love. Yeah, okay, great. So actually I helped my best friend, Li Tong, who built up a brand in 10 months, 1 million fans. And she was the senior management in startup company. Now she's totally all of it. And you can check her Douyin, TikTok account in China. I have a little dog. So if you're in it, I totally can help you to become the Chinese Tony Robbins and create impact. Get the past, find the love. How about it? I love it. I love it. Let's do it. Listen, we can certainly have another conversation. Great. So I will have my team bring everything you need to do. Just get yourself ready and create your own brand in China, and so we can create more impact in this world, especially in lockdown 2020. I'm so excited for you. Awesome.
Great job.
I'm excited to speak to you. Great energy.
Yeah, great energy.
Yeah, I love you too.
So Tony, one word on the positive for May?
Just amazing energy.
Yeah, awesome. And growth opportunity?
Growth opportunity, better internet connection? No, I'm joking. I don't know. She hit it off right from the get-go. I'd probably explain a little bit more on how, what she was referring to about building the brand. But again, she was on a shorter time limit. But again, I'm curious. She did pique my interest to know, to find out more for sure. But I would have given maybe try to sneak in there how it is that she can do that. Obviously it's with branding, but how? But fantastic.
Excellent. Dana, what do you have for May?
I liked how you were like, you put your attention on his true desire to influence the world, and you're like, become the Tony Robbins of China. You're like that. I could see him just being on, yeah, that's what I want. And so you were really good there. I was a little lost on where your story was. I know you were selling like branding, and you were trying to get him to come in and invest in your company to use to get his brand out there. But I was like, where's the story? Where's the background? And like your energy was amazing, but I didn't get like what was the background and what got you there? What was the story behind it to reach into his heart? So I didn't get that. So I'm going to give you the 8.5 on that. I was really kind of lost there, but you did so great everywhere else that I'm just like, yeah, you're awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. And Dana, great feedback. Yeah, just enriching that story of May. The energy's off the hook, deep rapport. Just now, like bringing it back into like May's story and how she become this way and what's important to her in the world and where's it all going. So great job, Dana. Susan, what'd you have? You have Susan?
Mute.
Oh, you're on mute, Susan.
I'm muted. There you go. That's why it didn't work. May, that was wonderful. I mean, when you have a short period of time with influence, if nothing works, drown them with inspiration and, you know, assertiveness. That's all. And that's what you did with Tony, because knowing he's a coach, you knew you had a product that he's going to need anyway. So that's, you know, you did it. You nailed it with the high energy. You came in with what you knew he was going to want without even asking him, because of course he wants 1.3 billion people to follow him in China. That's a given. But yes, like Dana said, and also Sean, the flow, when we're moving on the second level influence, the flow, allowing him to come in a little bit more and you softening up with your heroic, unique identity in terms of how you're going to operate with him, would have brought a little bit more of a flow and comfort to it. So, but I still give you a 9.3 on this.
Yeah. Thank you. Super impressive feedback. Like, just really, thank you. Just like spot on. Awesome job. David.
Yeah, May, your energy is contagious. Sometimes it's not what people say, it's how they say it, and you light up and really engaging, magnetic, all of that. Loved it. Where I guess I was just looking for is you had this vision for Tony. I was wondering if Tony had that same vision, and I just wanted to know a little bit more about, did Tony want to be the Tony Robbins, or did he have some other angle? So just clarifying that with him prior to saying this is what you should be, because I didn't know actually if he wanted to be that or not. But other than that, the vision, the energy, and also to what Dana said, maybe a little clarity on what you would be doing with him and how that would look. But loved it. I give it 8.5.
Thank you, Dave. Great job. So awesome. So May, how was today for you as we round this thing home?
Wow, this is so cool. I came here, I asked Karita, Tash, and do I need to prepare anything? And she said, no, just unprepared is the prepared version. So I did not do anything. I just come here raw and just go out there. And it's great to interact with humans, right? I've been trapped in the mountains for half a year now. It's great that I can try raw sales skill, and I totally love it. It's really what I love to do, to interact. I don't feel like I was selling anything though. I just really want to know Tony better. He looks like a great guy. I already knew him, of course. So I really want to know him better. And if he's interested in China market, of course, I'm the right person to help you. And also where he came from and where he want to be is I want to be there too. I also like the word Sean has emphasized many times, ecology is the right word, right? Ecology, you mentioned so many times. I want to create ecosystem, something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
You use that word.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just want to surround myself with people like the same vision, want to impact, and always ready, Mr. Ready, and always want to do something. I'm like, wow, this is my guy. Even if you don't want to work with my company, it's totally fine. I'm gonna introduce you some clients. For example, it's true, I'm my assistant. And so it's, yeah, I don't take it as sales. I love talking to people. You guys can tell, so it's too much energy because I love interacting with people.
Awesome, May. Let's rock and roll. Beautiful job. And definitely Susan's up to some things perhaps all around the world. So interesting potential connections there as well. And Heidi, how was today for you? Heidi with us or no?
Heidi?
Yeah.
Talking to me?
I think Heidi's okay. Well, I'm going to say thank you to Heidi. Beautiful job today. And to May, Susan, Dana. Dana, by the way, because this is your first time here. How was it for you, Dana?
I really wasn't sure what I was supposed to be doing, so it was fun. I had a really good time. Thank you for having me on here.
No, thank you. Great job. Susan, you just crushed it as always. How you feeling?
How am I? Oh my gosh, I'm still on a high. I started at a high. I was imploding. I just imploded even more now. So I love being here. I love being with everybody here. You have a great community, and I love you all.
I love
you. And thank you for helping be such an awesome part of it. David, very impressed by your background, brother. Been appreciate getting to know you. And how was today for you?
Great to be here again, and just love what you're building. Awesome.
Thank you. Tony, you are the man. Can't wait to see you in person soon, brother. Got to come down to LBI soon, but hope today was good for you as well.
Oh, listen, it always is. I can't wait to come down to LBI, body surf some of those waves next to you.
Yeah, let's do it.
So yeah, when you get back, we'll definitely make that happen. But listen, always great to be here. Always great to hang out and spend time with really great people. And, every time I come on here, that's all you got. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody that's on here. Thank you for yet another experience.
Yeah. Hey, on Thankful Thursday, thank you. And the final for me today is to just make sure with all your amazingness, your time blocking, you're focused, and that you are truly, truly appreciating everybody else in the world and yourself. Have a beautiful day. Thanks.